altcoin mania, truly beginning. It's an altcoin video for sure, but we're going to definitely do some Bitcoin technical analysis. I even want to start the video just with a glimpse of the Bitcoin daily chart. Right now, Bitcoin above the moving averages. This is an area we've been tracking last night's live stream, not even long ago, like hours ago. Right in that resistance area, Bitcoin right now trying to see a little bit of a breakout above $98,000 as I do the video. Altcoins though, doing something special. We're going to dive into the Bitcoin dominance chart falling. We're going to look at total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin and ETH, and we're going to look at altcoins, Cardano, XRP in particular, some special things happening across the board, special narratives, but we'll look at others. Algo, DOGE. I even want to look at the dot chart. So hit the subscribe, hit the like on the way in, and everybody, please, if you're a replay viewer, hit the timestamps, cruise around the video, stay a while. Thank you for cruising through. So we're going to dive into all of the charts, obviously, but I do want to start with kind of a couple of things. And by the way, we're going to look at the US dollar. There's something happening on the US dollar I really want to point out as we start doing the altcoin technical analysis. And I'm excited to show you this on the monthly chart. But here we go. Just some general, just like, what do you call it? House cleaning. FTX will repay $16 billion to creditors starting today. Payments are expected within 60 days. A big chunk of that money might flow back into crypto. And I was actually talking to maybe a week or so ago to Plutus, and he's saying, and it makes sense, probably mostly altcoins. This money going to flow into altcoins as we're getting altcoin season triggers across the board. The bull run just got its fuel. Buckle up. And this isn't the only fuel. This is one little narrative on the macro. This is one little narrative. One little piece of fuel. Now, as we do start to pivot into Bitcoin technical analysis, and then we'll look at altcoins and all that good stuff, do you realize what's going on right now? It blows my mind. I don't know about y'all, but this absolutely blows my mind. This is Eric Trump, Donald Trump's son, two friends, one passion, Bitcoin. And there's still going to be people, I said this last night, there's still going to be people that are like, it's not going to happen. The Bitcoin US Reserve, not going to happen. Here's Michael Saylor reposting the post. Bitcoin is on the menu at Mar-a-Lago. By the way, this is where this was. This was at Mar-a-Lago. Just Saylor, nonchalant, hanging out with the Trumps. There is currently a 74% chance of a new country buying Bitcoin this year, according to Polymarket. Pretty sure Bitcoin is on the US menu. It's on the US menu. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be more than one country buying Bitcoin. Polymarket has done a very good job of being a very good predictor of things. It's not, never guaranteed, but it's done a really good job in terms of, looking forward and forecasting certain things. Namely, the elections, the recent elections. So I just wanted to start with this. This is one little piece of it. Not going to harp on it. I know I talk about it a lot, but it's incredibly bullish. And let's pivot. Obviously, I want to look at Bitcoin dominance. I just really briefly want to just take a glance at the Bitcoin daily chart. Mainly because the thing that I'm watching today, and there's 7 hours, 21 minutes, how does the green daily candle close today? That's the question for me. Can we close above this 20-day moving average for Bitcoin? And by the way, that's one area, right? Bitcoin's kind of at this like key, and I don't have the perfect trend line, key trend line area, right? That the moving averages are there, but we have that like neckline area of that inverse head and shoulders. And actually, that's charted wrong. Let me see. Let me do this right. That's way wrong. Let me take my time here. I just don't want to spend a lot of time on Bitcoin. But we're looking at, we're above we're above that neckline. This is good. We might have a busted head and shoulders in play, and then lower high area. I just want to chart this. I want to put this on here because this is what I will be tracking if the pump continues. And we're going to be looking at this on altcoins as well. But lower high Fibonacci retracement. Now that we're above these key areas, what happens at this level? This could be the trigger for continuation of the bull run. That would be this indicator. This is the bullish confirmation indicator, the lower high. Bitcoin could get there, fail at 102, and then consolidate further, right? January could be an explosive month for crypto, or it could be a little grueling and a little annoying sideways consolidation, meaning pumps and then breaks down and fake outs. So something to prepare for. Let's go over and let's start looking at altcoins. And before we do, everybody, I want to actually give a shout out. And actually, itrustcapital, sponsor of today's live stream, actually just posting about Cardano ADA. It's on the rise, up 13% in the past day. Cardano is like a leading performer in the past 24 hours. Shout out to iTrust for giving Cardano a little bit of a shout out. But everybody, hit the link below. Set up an iTrustcapital account. Buy and sell crypto, gold and silver with your IRA in volatile markets like crypto to be able to pivot from back and forth, whether you're moving from an altcoin to Bitcoin, from Bitcoin to USD, whatever you're doing within your IRA, no tax consequences in those moves. That is a game changer as we start looking at altcoin charts, altcoin markets, and we're going to start looking at where we are this cycle compared to potentially where we are last cycle at this time. All of this upside for altcoins, this is an altcoin chart. If we get this upside, making moves in an IRA at these levels and being able to do that in a tax-free environment within your IRA, powerful. So if you're a macro person, if you're interested in a product like this, please hit the iTrustcapital link below. And thanks iTrust for sponsoring the video. And let's move on to altcoins. So here's the deal. Total crypto market cap. The first thing I just want to mention, and then we're going to look at the US dollar data, and then we'll pivot into just talking about altcoins. If you look at this and we'll also look at Bitcoin dominance, but I always like to just get a refresher because I forget quickly. And this wasn't long ago I did this, right? On probably a live stream or something. But I'll forget within days, like where we are in the cycle. So I always get these refreshers. And so altcoin season triggering November, January 2021 last cycle, altcoin season triggering. Because I've just been watching this chart right here, right? And I've just been monitoring, man, we had this swing high, have not even really broken above all-time high on the altcoin market cap chart. And I'm like, man, a lot of resistance here at $1 trillion. What's going on? What's the story? Altcoin season apparently triggered. Come on, like what's happening? Well, if you look at last cycle, post Bitcoin halving, 2016 or 2020 halving right here. If you look at this, here's 2024 halving, and let me adjust this because we are currently 250 days post Bitcoin halving on the altcoin chart here. 252 days post Bitcoin halving last cycle. Just notice where altcoins were. Altcoin season had just triggered, but we were still. Let me kind of take it from that candle at 252. We were still, look at this. It doesn't look like a lot when you're glancing at this, but you measure the move 78% away from breaking the previous cycle swing high. So if we go to the chart now, it is kind of like, all right, we're all sitting here waiting for altcoins, this altcoin market cap chart to break all-time high. We're not 70-some% away. We're around 10% away. We're around 10% away at the same time last cycle. So that kind of gives some perspective. I think it's very easy if you don't have all of the data plotted here, and there's more data, I'm sure. But if you don't have all the data plotted and you just like look at this chart, it's easy to be like, man, it's struggling here. Altcoins are supposed to be doing really well. Why is it not? Why have we not even broken all-time high? We got rejected. Is it a double top? Well, you look at last cycle at this moment, and it's kind of like, okay, we're actually ahead of the game a little bit. So that's altcoin markets, total crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. I want to bring up the US dollar chart because I think this could be a concern to many. And this will be important. 28 days left. 28 days left of this monthly candle that we are within right now. And this could play into the fact, or the case, I should say, of, you know, this could play into the case that January might not be the breakout explosive month. And I just want to put that out there, and I'm going to explain why in just a moment. But check this out now. Plutus messaged me this. I think this was like late yesterday, maybe. Said, DXY hasn't put in more than 4 green monthly closes in 10 years. We're currently on month 4. Pair that with Bitcoin dominant seasonality, which we're going to look at. I think we're getting really close to alt season. So I was like, man, that's such a good piece of data. And I had to bring it up on today's video. So what he's saying is, we're on the monthly chart. We've not seen more than 4 monthly candles, green candles, in the last 10 years, right? In a row. So this means we're in our 4th candle, and maybe it's green. Maybe we continue higher, and this suppresses crypto markets, the risk on assets. Maybe we go higher. This green candle closes higher and gets bigger. But what does February look like if that 10-year data actually continues? And that is to say, the next month, the next candle is red, and this chart starts falling. What happens with altcoin season? And that's what he's saying, Bitcoin dominant seasonality. So a lot of case, there's a strong case, I should say, for the similarities to the 2017 altcoin season bull run. Look at the US dollar chart then. Had a nice little run up right around the beginning of altcoin season. And then it was ultimately a lower high on the monthly. And then altcoin season just had a very nice time. It was overperformer when you compare it to last altcoin season. And even just notice last altcoin season, the US dollar was actually making moves, right? Slowly to the upside. So it's not like we have to have the US dollar absolutely capitulating to have altcoin season. But what's really good in this case is we're getting a little bit of a similarity right now in terms of the RSI potentially putting in a lower high here and continuing down in a similar way that it did last 2 cycles ago. And if this move happens on the US dollar currency index chart, game on, I think, for altcoins. And I think it's going to be absolutely explosive. But digressing from that bullishness, like we might have to wait until February if that data holds and we get maybe a 4-month green continuation on the US dollar. Everybody, we got over 4,000 people in here, 240 likes. Please hit that like button, everybody, if you're out there, if you're feeling bullish. I appreciate it. I really do. You help me. You help the live stream. You help the channel. That's why I ask. It's not for my ego. It just helps, genuinely. I love how people say it could go up or down. So when it does, they say, oh, look, I was right because I said this and this. It seems like no one knows. I really want to actually call that comment out because I get comments like that all the time. And I want to talk to you and everybody else that's saying that. My YouTube channel is not here to predict. And it is here for one reason. It's to visualize the upside and visualize the downside and say, hey, nobody knows what's going to happen. Either one can happen. Let's visualize and prepare. So please, if you're in the crypto market, try and step out of that like negative mindset at looking at people that are just doing free crypto content for you. Step out of the negative and just start thinking positively, planning positively in these markets, absorbing data that is free in front of you right now. Stop being so negative. Salty flavors. I just want to say that because I get the comment all the time. Like people act like I'm sitting here trying to predict and then I'm like, ooh, look, I was right because it went up or down. I'm just here to track the markets. They're volatile. They're going to go up and down like crazy. Are we ready? That's the question. So I have to say that. Have to say it. Appreciate you cruising through the live stream. I'm going to actually, so somebody says, what about Polkadot? I'm going to look at Polkadot. I'm going to look at DOT. I think it's making, I saw briefly it's making some moves. So let's see. So that's US dollar. Really cool data. Shout out to Plutus for sending that over. Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance. So on the daily, as you all know, we're basically looking for a similarity to what happened last cycle. The first fall, right, from to the entry of altcoin season, a consolidation break into the moving averages, pull the moving averages together, the 50, the 20, the 200, and then the steeper fall. We're waiting for that steep fall. And this is what I'm saying. When we look at the US dollar chart, this might not be January, this happening. Maybe it's February. And I think what's really good is to track the US dollar and apply that to this chart a little bit to see what happens. But notice this on the daily chart. This is big. And this is different than even my live stream last night. If you remember my live stream last night, Bitcoin dominance chart was above that red line, the 200-day moving average. As I do the video right now, Bitcoin dominance is below 57%, and it is now below the 200-day moving average. This is something we were talking about just hours ago in last night's live stream. So the other thing that's notable on the daily chart is we have the just like the consolidation. And this is really what we wanted to see after all of this crash on the Bitcoin dominance and then the bounce. We just want to see the consolidation, the squeezing together of the moving averages, because that's essentially what we saw in that last cycle. And ultimately, we want to see however this plays out, this consolidation. I just don't know what it will look like. However it plays out, we ultimately want to see Bitcoin dominance fall big time to the downside. That doesn't mean Bitcoin price is falling. This could be in an environment where, look at this, hopping around back towards 58%, mid-January. Who knows how this will play out? But we could see Bitcoin dominance fall in an environment where Bitcoin price is headed to $150,000, $200,000. The reason it's falling, though, will be because altcoins aren't doing like 50%, 100% gains. Altcoins will likely be doing 200, 300, 400, 500, 1,000, 2,000% gains. That's why Bitcoin dominance will be falling in the bull market. Bitcoin price likely making moves to the upside. And remember, there's a lot to drive that. Trump not even in office yet, like 17 days away. So there's a ton to potentially drive that move. So let's go over here now. Let's start talking. So if you're a Cardano bull, smash that like button right now, because we're going to pivot into Cardano, start talking about it. Plutus actually sent me this too. This may be signaling Binance is experiencing ADA reserve shortage. It's a great Cardano standalone video. Cardano supply shock happening. Love that. ADA reserve shortage. Retail demand sudden increase. Take your ADA out from exchanges and let the supply shock happen. Don't fall for the Binance trick. You'd earn less than staking your ADA on chain at zero risk. And I just want to say that. Be very aware, and there's maybe people out there that need to hear this. Be very aware of these exchanges that are offering this APR. And in this case, stake your Cardano without that exchange risk, leaving your ADA on exchanges. Stake it with a stake pool operator. Stake it with CCV. We have our pools that you can stake with so very simply from your Cardano wallet. You're supporting the ecosystem. You're supporting CCV. And you're not leaving it on Binance. You're especially in an atmosphere where maybe there's some supply shock happening. And he made a note. Notice that last time they offered similar initiatives, it was April 21st, 2021. And they were even more desperate for ADA. Check also 2021 charts and volumes. So that actually is notable when you look at a Cardano chart, April 2021, because guess what? April 2021 was March. Where we at? Was in the middle of the bull market. This was ADA around the same price it is right now. Oddly enough, little supply shock happening for Binance then and now, right around $1. And that was followed by the pump to $3. So that's that. Continuing on in the Cardano realm, saw this from Angry Crypto Show. I want to play a clip of this because this is big. I know in relation to Bitcoin, we're talking about this stuff all the time, right? Sailor in there with Trump, Eric Trump. But this extends, like this whole thing isn't like just Bitcoin in the White House, right? This isn't just US only cares about Bitcoin. I do not think that's the track we're on, everybody. Bitcoin maximalists would like to think that and say that. But and please remember, this is very bullish. I'm excited for what Sailor's doing here, but just remember, it was like months ago. He's sitting there just saying altcoins are securities. Altcoins mean nothing. Ethereum will never get a spot ETF. It got an ETF. So be mindful. Sailor's bullish for Bitcoin and even crypto. He's helping open that door, but it's not just Bitcoin. It's just really not. So check this clip out.
A lot of political meetings that are upcoming. We're sending, I think, 10 people to the inauguration, and they'll have a chance to meet with the cabinet. Joel's going, my CLO. Cynthia's our policy gal. She's going. JJ's going, my chief of staff. There's a lot of good people there. I'll be at World of Concrete, but we'll do some private meetings along the way as well, because there's thousands of little stuff. And then we got to get the Senate side set up for a hearing there for crypto, and got to go talk to David Sachs, got to go talk to Bo. A lot of political meetings that are upcoming. We're sending, I think, 10 people to the inauguration, and
10 people to the inauguration. Political conversations. Cardano. So well positioned, everybody. But this gets even better. So here's a clip from Cryptos R Us, massive crypto YouTuber, just doing work, approaching 1 million subs. Nice job, dude. Check this clip out. Not just Cardano either, but just check out what he says. Listen to what he says. It's important.
Now it's back up to 40 cents. All three of these projects, XRP, Cardano, Algorand, the ones I've been telling you about, right? They're ISO compliant on Coinbase, and they're based in America, and they're all, working with DOGE. They will probably benefit greatly in 2020.
Department of Government Efficiency, I think is what he's talking about.
25, because of everything that this guy plans on doing to basically make America the crypto capital of the world, right?
Keep that in mind. Trump wants to make, in his words, he wants to make America the crypto capital of the world, not the Bitcoin capital of the world. He wants to make it the crypto capital of the world. And so what he's saying here is, XRP, Cardano, Algo will benefit greatly in terms of ISO compliance. And so here's a Cardano chart, and I have some notes in terms of ISO compliance. Financial messaging standards. ISO 20022 is a widely adopted standard for electronic data interchange between financial institutions. It enables secure and efficient communication between systems and payment, securities, trade services, and other domains. This last point is the big point. Cryptocurrencies that aim to integrate into global financial systems often comply with iOS 222 to ensure compatibility with traditional banking and payment systems. Cardano on there. Cardano on there. Not to mention Cardano on there in terms of like the whole, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but it's on the table. It's been brought up. No crypto capital gains tax for America-based cryptos. Cardano's on that list. Cardano's so well positioned. And you know what fuels the Cardano upside so much? On top of all this is the haters. it's the negativity. And the same is true for XRP. So that's Cardano. And as we kind of pivot into the charts now, we're going to look at altcoin charts. This is what it looks like on the weekly. And I should probably just maybe leave that for just a moment. But here's Cardano on the weekly. Cardano has not triggered its bull market door moments. It hasn't broken the bull market doors. And I mentioned this on the daily chart yesterday, kind of the potential for the breakout to up and towards $2-3 happening sooner than many people think possible. And the reason why is because we just monitor last cycle when the bull market doors were being broken. And this is what the bull market doors, I know there's going to be new people that haven't seen this, but this bear market lower high 2018, after it fell into the bear market, that pullback to the 20-week moving average, that was the upper end of the bull market doors for the next bull market, right? Cardano broke that area, and it was blast off time for Cardano. We had a similar move previous bull cycle. We're falling. We have that first kind of throwback into that 20-week moving average. This is the upper end of the bull market door area for ADA. You can see as we went into that area, first resistance, rejection, back down to the 200-week, and now we're bouncing up. I don't know when we're going to get the breakout moment, but what I will say, if it happens sooner than later, if we can take our chart, our bars pattern on the weekly, and just kind of place it over here, you can see how quick a move towards $2-3 could happen. Don't know if it's going to be this weekly candle to get the breakout, maybe next week. If it were to happen this soon, you can see how quickly ADA can be above $1 towards $2.50, towards $3 if we get the breakout. And I should actually move this up a little bit because we're looking at the breakout from the upper end of that channel. So that's a bull market door update for ADA, but I think it's the short-term analysis many people are probably kind of curious of. So let's look at this. Let us look at the daily. Here's a daily. And I actually want to show a clip real quick. This is from 2024, last year, but it's from December 24th, 2024. So not long ago, just over a week. Check this out. The swing high that we just had, like $1.30 to swing low. And you can see this green rectangle. That is the lower high Fibonacci. I would have really liked to, at the very least, see ADA make a move to that range. The lower high Fibonacci, that would be a nice bounce off of the 50-day. It would be a move through the 20-day even at like $1.03. So ADA keeps moving. There's our breakout out of this upper trend line of this wedge. But what happens at that moment if ADA makes that move to that lower high Fibonacci? Are we getting kind of consolidation back down? That picture. That picture is the worst. It's like the worst part of crypto. But I've learned to respect it, and that's why I do the charting, because that volatility is always just so normal, and it's so frustrating. But this was 93 cents. This was on December 24th. And if we go look at the daily chart now, this is how we have it playing out. This is what the chart looks like. So we're on track. There's the technical move on December 24th, 93 cents. Now we're at $1.09. We've hit the lower high Fibonacci. That is what that is. Cardano has hit kind of this really important, I mean, I know we're on a daily chart zoomed in, but it's actually a macro, it has macro importance. It has bull market importance, this resistance area. And that's just because if you notice where the Fibonacci is, it is at the upper range of the bull market doors. So obviously, ADA needs to break through this lower high, shorter term lower high Fibonacci in order to break the bull market doors. So this is really, we're there. From 93 cents just over a week ago to now, we've met the Fibonacci. And if I chart it, and watch, it's probably going to be a little bit off, but no, it's pretty good. The 618 line acting as this first major resistance. It's $1.10 for ADA. The upper end of the Fibonacci, $1.20, but really it's the bull market door upper end around $1.24. So really $1.10 to $1.24 at this time is that bull confirmation area. If ADA can manage to just put a powerful move through and escape that range, it could be very much off to the races for ADA, meaning $2 rather quickly. But as I speculatively drew in this video, we make the move to the Fibonacci, and maybe it's not game on just yet. And this is something to prepare for. That is to say, yes, we got the breakout. People are excited now. We're back above $1. And it might not be the last time that ADA was below $1, because if we get the rejection, if we get the technical move, the throwback to the pattern itself, guess what? We could be back into the 80s. And this could be kind of a nice picture of that US dollar scenario. We just looked at the US dollar on the monthly. We said, it's never been more than 4 monthly candles in the last 10 years. So this means this fourth monthly candle in the US dollar currency index could close green, and it could close even more powerfully than it is now. We could have more upside for January for the US currency, the US dollar index. Now, if that happens in the month of January, maybe this won't be the breakout month for ADA, and there's going to be just choppy waters, consolidation. And then maybe it's February, for instance, the US dollar starts to fall, and then in that case, altcoins can really get the powerful move. But right now, the beginning of that powerful move, it has started, but it's just kind of like, what's it going to do at these resistance areas? So I would just say to be ready for a throwback. That's all I'll say. They happen anyway, no matter what part of a cycle we are in, the throwbacks happen. And what I mean by that is we have this falling wedge, the breakout out of the upper trend line. We might get the throwback to the trend line. At the very least, if ADA does start consolidating down, we have the 50-day around 98 cents, the 20-day around 94 cents. And the story we're looking for is really the 20 to flip back above the 50. And this could be a little bit of a process, right? So let's prepare for downside. So that's the downside scenario. That's the frustrating scenario. But on the short term, let's sit here going into the weekend and let's watch. Maybe ADA starts breaking into the Fibonacci range. $1.15, approaching the upper end of it, $1.20. Are altcoins ready to make that type of momentum move? And if so, we might be on to something very exciting even in January. And I want to make a note too from the technical analysis aspect, because I speculatively put this upper trend line here, just kind of in anticipation of potential resistance, meaning if ADA sees resistance at this lower high Fibonacci right here, sees resistance, starts falling, or even just not falling a lot, but just consolidating along an upper trend line of some sort, it's this upper trend line now that will be now in play. And this could be a very bullish case for ADA, because $1.90 would be the breakout target out of that channel if we get this new channel in play. So out of the falling wedge, it's $1.50, right? And out of the larger channel, it's $1.90. Maybe it looks something like this: breakout out of the wedge, throw back to the wedge, put in this top right here on the upper trend line of the channel, bounces off the wedge, and then boom, now we're going to start hitting our targets. $1.50, $1.90, February, bull time, right? So that could be a scenario to anticipate. I want that move to happen sooner than later. I want ADA to break out now. We all do. Let's just track it on the short term and see what happens. So another thing that we just looked at was XRP. And namely XRP, as it was mentioned in this video by Cryptos R Us, the ISO compliance, XRP being on there. Very bullish for ADA, very bullish for XRP. And I just want to say, if blockchain backer, and this could be very good for all altcoins, if blockchain backer is feeling bullish, I'm kind of feeling bullish. I don't know if you watch him, follow him. He's an XRP bull. He's like the XRP influencer. But if he's feeling bullish, I'm feeling bullish. And I want to just show you, this is from 3 hours ago. I want to just show you a clip from his video very briefly. Check this out in relation to XRP. This is very bullish data for any altcoin, by the way.
which is like what happens when a continuation is happening. And here's an example of something running up big. This is like Bitcoin back in 2023 and 2024. And to give you an example of what that run up looked like, and then a sideways consolidation to then ultimately break up and go higher, just to kind of show you that. And even here, even in this developed range,
He's taken, I believe, a Bitcoin fractal from 2023-24. He overlays it. Incredible. I don't know how he spotted that. And he overlays it. And look, there's even a dip in there. A potential dip in the course of the next week or so. Something to be prepared for. We literally just looked at it on ADA charts.
in here, we have really the exact things we would be looking for. You have all little phases in here where we have an A, B, C correction, A, B, C correction. Notice going back to the top of the range with one little push, back to the top of the range with one little push, followed by a liquidation, followed by a liquidation. Look at that. You can see those happening there, right? Finally, this sideways waddling, and then nope, we're okay. And sideways waddling, nope, we're okay.
Just good analysis, man. We get that breakout. It seems to be like XRP can go a little crazy. Shout out to Blockchain Backer for that data. But here's what we've been tracking on XRP chart. Very simple, not nearly as deep in the analysis side as Blockchain Backer, but just a very simple symmetrical triangle. And what's so cool about it, because now I'm on a daily, his chart was a 4-hour. He's saying potential, because of that fractal, potential for some downside, maybe even like a higher low. But you know what's so epic about that analysis when you actually put it into context with this daily chart? You know what? Maybe there's resistance here at the upper trend line for XRP. Maybe we trickle down into the weekend, to early next week or whatever. It's January 8th. People are freaking out. We're at the lower trend line. And then Blockchain Backer's fractal plays out next week. The breakout begins. Things are getting crazy. It plays so nicely into this chart, especially now XRP is entering the apex of its triangle. Remember, around 70% of the time, when we get to that last kind of apex of the triangle is when we get the breakout. And that doesn't mean it's a breakout to the upside. It just means we get a breakout. We get the completion of some sort, an answer to the consolidation. So we have lower highs, we have higher lows. When you get to the apex of a pattern like this, the breakout becomes, we're at like 70% likely to the upside or to the downside, right? And then at that moment, we're looking for potential busted patterns where we get pullbacks to the chart, we get throwbacks to the chart, and we look for support or resistance in those areas. So it's an ongoing story, but really cool to see XRP charts on the daily overlaying nicely with what Blockchain Backer was just looking at, and with that Bitcoin fractal from 2023-24. So XRP could be onto an incredible breakout. And I mention this all the time in relation to XRP, but I don't care. I want to make note of it again. I can't get over it. Where XRP is this moment of a beginning of altcoin season compared to where it was last altcoin season, all the way down here, by the way. So right now it's at $2.45. Last time at this moment was around 30 cents. Under attack by Gary Gensler and the SEC. Right now, XRP is in a completely whole new world, a completely different position at the starting line. Upside is very nice for this blue chip. I should say for this top 3 crypto, because that's what it is right now. It's not going to be an overperformer, I don't think, in terms of gains. But if you're an XRP bull that's been holding on and you were all down here accumulating, you're doing really well, and you're probably going to do very well. And the move that I think it's going to be not a last cycle type of move, because even last cycle with the SEC attacking, it was moving nice. I think it's going to be something like this. It's going to be parabolic insanity. That's what it's going to be. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I'll find a better chart, bro. I know. I don't have the entire history. Sometimes I pull up a chart and I'm like, I don't feel like finding the exchange that has all the history. I'm sorry. I really am. And then speaking of, I just did Cardano analysis, the bullishness of it, the ISO compliance, all the things that are happening. Just did XRP, the bullishness of it. These two, they both get so much hate. They both get so much hate, and it's going to fuel their bull runs even more. Thank you, haters. Thank you, influencers. Thank you to whoever you are that's paying money to run the bots in my comments, talking trash about Cardano. Thank you. You're just going to deliver more gains. But when will Cardano integrate RLUSD from XRP? So I don't know when, but I just know it's such an additional bullish narrative for both Cardano and XRP. And the thing is, like, you have these two blue chips working together in that regard. That's going to capture a lot of market share. It's going to capture a lot of positive headlines, and it's going to drive a very positive narrative for the crypto space. That's bullish. And that's noticed by the administration in these conversations, right? We just saw a clip where, Charles is talking about 10 people. He has 10 people going to inauguration. Tons of political conversations happening. So XRP looking really good. I'm glancing over at the comments. See what you guys are looking. I continually get this comment, this question, how to buy DOG. I just want to say, I tell everybody the same thing. Look up Digital Asset News. Rob, phenomenal YouTuber, did a video. So you look up Digital Asset News, how to buy DOG. He did a full video on it. It's very simple, and it's a very good video. It shows you exactly what you need to do. So that's that. I want to take a glance at Algo. Algo making a nice little move. I mean, most altcoins are green, right? But interestingly enough, check it out. And we talked about this last night. This 20-day, just a quick touch at the 50 and then continuation higher. We want the 20-day above the 50. That's bull market environment. That's a bull market look. It's good when they consolidate for breaks and breathers. It happens. But really, we want this. And so at this moment, now the algo and any altcoin chart, you start seeing escape these moving averages. In play is little dips to those moving averages, but we always want to see higher highs and higher lows above those areas. It's this exact picture that we want. And so that's what I'm looking at for algo on the charts. You can even go and you just look at last cycle. And you can also just, on this daily chart, you can just look. I mean, there's a lot of upside in play for this chart, but check it out. Higher highs and higher lows. This is the move we want to see on the daily chart. It's fine to pivot back to the daily, the 20-day moving average. Did it a couple times. January 2021, the beginning of altcoin season, and then continued higher. So that's kind of what we're looking at on algo. But algo, I think, was also mentioned in this Crypto RS video in relation to ISO compliance. So very good, very bullish, very bullish. And then we got Ethereum. I can't wait till Ethereum just breaks out, because as an altcoin holder, this chart is important to me, right? I think when Ethereum, I really hope it sets up a right shoulder. I don't know what it would look like. I want the right shoulder breakout from this inverse head and shoulders. There's no guarantee we get it. I got to say that, but I don't want to speak in certainties like it's going to absolutely happen. But man, I just want Ethereum to break out so bad. And it's not because I'm an Ethereum holder. It's because what I think this will signify for altcoins and altcoin season. I think when Ethereum starts doing this move, if it does it, when you go look at a Bitcoin dominance chart, I know we go back to last cycle a lot and we're like, we want this fall off the cliff moment. I think that will be Ethereum breaking out of this massive multi-year triangle, potentially with this inverse head and shoulders breakout. I think it's when it does that, when it breaks all of these previous swing highs. That's, I think, with the altcoin moment we're all waiting for. And again, we looked at it on the US dollar currency index. Maybe January is bullish for that chart. Maybe it starts falling now, but if it's bullish, we don't, and this doesn't start falling till maybe February, we might have to wait for everything, including the breakout for Ethereum. But man, I just want to see this happen so bad, because I think what it will do for altcoins would be incredibly bullish. We've already seen bullishness in the altcoin markets. It's already began, but it's this chart on Ethereum that I am just waiting for. And, you know, institutions have been accumulating. We know that, and they're ready. All right. I want to look at DOT. ADA is not going to $100. I'm sorry. That's like a $3 trillion market cap. That's not happening. What's up, Colin? I talked about COTI in last night's live stream, did a really good analysis. I think it's going to break out with Ethereum. Long story short, that's kind of what I mentioned. We have an algo bull, algo to the moon. I'm in that phase of the video where I start looking at comments and just kind of, we'll start looking at what y'all are talking about. So I did want to actually look up DOT, because I saw it was, you know, making a nice little move. So DOT right now, and it's so interesting to see the interaction between the 20 and the 50. This was like the theme of yesterday's video, but DOT not breaking above the 20-day, that could be a good thing. This could be a kind of, the fact that other altcoins are above these moving averages. And to give you an example, ADA, right? So just to give you an example, right now, DOT looks like ADA yesterday, right? Between that 20, there's a 50-day moving average resistance. And then look what happened today for ADA. Really nice move. DOT kind of in that situation. So the question is, can DOT make that nice breakout above the 50-day? But even so, on this daily chart, a nice altcoin picture. Again, what will the continued consolidation and structure be for DOT? Maybe we get similar to what we're waiting for something like ADA and even XRP, some type of lower high. So for DOT, swing high to swing low. I think what would be necessary to be able to say, man, DOT is looking really bullish, would be for DOT to make the move to at the very least lower high Fibonacci, right? And that's actually quite a move. If we look at this from where it is right now, 20% move to get to that area, 20% move for DOT. And I think DOT will be really setting up some nice bull market structure, similar to what ADA is doing, right? This could be a very nice bull market structure. And you can just see it's a little behind ADA in regards to that exact structure. ADA has made its move to this lower high. Really want to see ADA break that area, by the way. So that's DOT. What else we got going on, everybody? Thank you for the super chat, Jose. What's the highest? What's the highest you think ADA will go this cycle? If we go to ADA chart, I don't know, man. It's hard to put such exact numbers on that. I continue to just monitor the range, and for me, it's this first bull market swing high, this blue line, the last bull market swing high, this bull market swing high. I mean, that's why I just think that $7 to $9 area is just a very safe target, conservative target. Now, around $7 is 250 billion market cap. Around $14 is 500 billion. Ethereum did it last cycle. I think it's in play for XRP. I think it is so in play for Cardano, especially with what we just talked about, with what Cryptos R Us was talking about. And if you missed it, I'm going to just play this clip again. I keep bringing this up.
All three of these projects, XRP, Cardano, Algorand, the ones I've been telling you about, right? They're ISO compliant on Coinbase, and they're based in America, and they're all, working with DOGE. they will probably benefit greatly in 2025 because of everything that this guy plans on doing to basically make America the crypto capital of the world.
So it's easy to do technical analysis without talking about those things and be like, you know, it could hit, you know, it could break all-time high. It could go to $7. It could do what Ethereum did last cycle, 500 billion, which is $14. But when you start sprinkling in potentially the catalysts and the narratives that we have not even, you know, we kind of speculate about them, but if they actually happen, these numbers become very possible. And so I think a better question, Jose, might be not where will it go, but like, where can it go? What's realistically possible? And with those narratives and with what is happening with Cardano and XRP and stuff, like a move to 500 billion, $14, it can do that. My conservative soft target continues to be this upper range level though. Like, and I think it's really just easy to call it $7 to $10. I just think it's a very nice conservative thing, but we could absolutely, we could exceed that depending on what happens with ADA. So that's that. For Ethereum, thank you for the super chat. What's next target for ETH? What's the next target for ETH? I mean, I haven't been doing a ton of like very short-term analysis. I would say the main target, besides the massive multi-year target. When I say multi-year target, by the way, I'm talking about this triangle. Multi-year. It's crazy. It's such a... And even just look at last cycle, it had one. Not even as big. And look what Ethereum went on to do. So, target out of that huge triangle, obviously, is in this upper trend line area. So, I put on here, ETH has all the right lines just because it does. Really nice macro structure. Nice macro upper trend that it's in with a higher high area, like above 15,000. That's out of that triangle. But if we're going to take it a step down, like on more of the midterm, not so zoomed out in the bull cycle, this inverse head and shoulders is like kind of a big one for me, right? This right shoulder setup, if we get the breakout, the next target for me is like around 7,000. But obviously, you know, the big break is above 4,000, kind of as you said. What's your thoughts on Base Network? Thank you for the super chat. And man, Base, I mean, there's no other way to spin it. I know there's a lot of people like, man, that's centralized garbage, but y'all, come on. It's crypto and it's Coinbase. This is Coinbase. They've built this. They are the ones over the years that have fought for the industry. They've actually really pioneered a way forward for the industry from like a legal perspective. And they have Base now, and they're onboarding millions of users into crypto. I just think they're absolutely going to pump Base. They're going to pump it. They're going to support the projects. And you mentioned Arrow, Brett. I think, you know, my biggest play on Base right at this moment is Ski Mask Dog. And actually, Ski Mask Dog, I mentioned it in last night's video. Ski Mask Dog making a nice little pump right now above the 20-day moving average. The chart, the consolidation, extremely nice. People say I'm shilling Ski Mask Dog, but I feel very comfortable having a play. I was a little worried I wasn't going to have a really nice play, you know, with some type of meme coin on Base, because I think they're going to support all of their projects, but I think they're really going to support meme coins, or at least not support, but pump them a little bit. And Ski Mask Dog is just such a good chart. Don't care if you buy it. Do not care. I own it. I feel positioned, and I think it's going to flip Brett. No hate towards Brett. No hate towards Brett. I just think it's going to flip Brett. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. I think just got a thumbs down. I think it was the Brett Bull. Thank you for the super chat. Might as well look at this one. I haven't really glanced at it, but somebody said, and thank you for the super chat, by the way, Dan. Bitcoin monthly. Let's go to the Bitcoin monthly. Oh, there's that awesome looking RSI. Or that's awesome. Zoomed out weekly. Let me see. Let me go to this chart. Monthly. Bitcoin. Monthly RSI bearish. I mean, I don't know. That's not so bearish looking. Especially in the coming months with Trump coming into play, this could no longer be bearish divergence, right? Like, it'll be very interesting to see what happens in even the next couple of months, because right now we could just be very simply, very quickly putting in a higher high on the RSI monthly, and then it's like, there goes that bearish narrative that is very kind of a stretch in terms of where this RSI is compared to this swing high. But if it breaks this previous swing high, first off, as Trump's coming into play, things are getting very bullish in this bull market because it's the timing of where we're on the cycle. Then what do we have? Then we have the narrative of, okay, shoot, that bearish divergence angle isn't there anymore. And now the angle is, let's aim for historically outer space. That's all the upside. And I think this anyway. I just think this anyway. I don't think this RSI has topped. I think it's going much higher. And even if we look at last cycle, I think crypto just topped out. You know, I think crypto could have gone higher. There was a lot going on in the crypto space. So, but you could take kind of the average of these previous cycle swing highs. And I think Bitcoin's going to 90 to 95 on the RSI. Right now it's sitting at what? 75. So that kind of just gives you a very nice sense. But something good to monitor would be really bullish, actually, if that whole angle, the bearish divergence on the RSI, look at it, if that gets demolished in the coming months. So let's see what happens in January, February on that RSI. Good point too. Bearish divergence isn't as powerful in a bull market. And it's also just not like, it's not crazy convincing of bearish divergence. I guess I'm one of those permabulls that is spinning any bearish indicator. And I'm sorry. I'm guilty. Let's take a look at dog. What's dog even doing? Still my top dog. I talk about ski mask dog on base, but dog is my dog. Dog is my top dog. So not much. I mean, I think this is around where it was last night when I was doing a video. I'm actually just kind of curious if I go to a 4 hour. Yep, it's just sideways on the 4 hour, which is nice. We have on the 4 hour, the 20 crossing above the 50, pulling into that area. Man, I really do hope that crypto sees a green weekend. This could be a breakout moment for dog on this chart, back into the 8s, probably the 9s, maybe getting a retest of this $1 billion area. But nice consolidation nonetheless, if you just look at this. And it looks just oddly a lot like this consolidation back here. If you just look at that. You can probably take a fractal of some sort. Maybe not exact, but you can see. You can see the vibe. Kind of a double bottom. A little bit of a double bottom. 20 crossing above the 50. 20 crossing above the 50. Get this breakout moment. Could be in play this weekend for dog. Just can't wait till it breaks $1 billion. Get that behind us, because then it's on to 5 billion. I mean, that really is my first target for dog. It's 5 billion. Talked about it yesterday. Everybody's talking about it. It's a cup and handle. Would never tell anybody to sell XRP and buy ADA, but I will say, just speaking in that regard, in this bull cycle, and I always have to say, if we get the parabolic gains, I need to think of turning my mic down. Is my mic a little loud? I think ADA has more upside. It just does. If we go look at, it's so simple too when you're trying to figure these things out. XRP is $140 billion market cap. And ADA is 38 billion. So let's just say they're both going to go to 300. Let's just say the move. Let's just discuss the move to 300 billion. XRP, that's like a double, right? That's like a double in price. Cardano, that's like what? 8x, 9x or something like that to 300 billion. I just think there's more margin. There's more to capture for ADA in terms of that. But I would never say, hey, everybody, sell your XRP for ADA because ADA is going to outperform. But I get why you're saying it. So maybe my mic's not loud enough. What else are you guys looking at? Hey, we got 9,000 people. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody's out there. They're watching these charts. They're feeling bullish. I appreciate you guys cruising through. If you're not a subscriber, please make sure you subscribe. It's going to be a fun bull market, a volatile one, but we'll handle it. We'll handle the 30, 40% dips together. There's no biggie. $8 to $2 end of January, $3 2 weeks later. Yes. I don't just throw numbers out. You know how I do these charts. Bitcoin, everything. Literally. Here's Bitcoin, right? I just want to mention this. This I charted in 2018. When I was charting it, I was kind of towards the more beginning of the way, finding my voice and how I do analysis. But when I charted this around $3,500, the methods that I use are based on kind of historical data. It's based on the 4-year cycles of Bitcoin. And it's, even when we zoom in on charts, I use very similar like historical data patterns to come up with the things that I say. Like I don't just pull things out, right? So ADA at the end of, it's not like it's always is on point. But like, if you look very simply at what we just did in the ADA analysis, like the bull market doors being broken at this moment last cycle, if ADA breaks these bull market doors area right here around $1.20 and makes the powerful burst to the upside, you can just see how fast it went from 30 some cents upwards, right? So if we get a move like that, and this is a weekly, you can just see how fast $2 can come. Yeah, by the end of January, potentially. Things get crazy hyperbolic, maybe towards $3. But I would have been way more convinced that they could happen if we got the breakout back here, a little bit more time, beginning of December. And I think I even said it, it's possible. But after this dip and consolidation, we kind of got a little bit too much separation away from that $3. I'm not sure it's going to happen by the end of January, but it was in play, right? Back here. Because if it made that break out of the bull market doors and did what it did last cycle, it absolutely could have made that move. But notice, I want to point this out. If it were to do that, meaning if ADA were to make this break here through the bull market doors, probably wouldn't have been a good thing, really. Because if you look at last cycle, when it had its first touch at that upper bull market door resistance area, it didn't break the breakout, right? It did consolidate with much volatility. I think that's 40% dip right there. Let me just see that swing high to 33%. But it needed weeks of consolidation before that breakout. So almost such a good thing that we had a consolidation similar to last cycle at this moment. But now we're waiting for the retest of the upper range of the bull market doors. And yeah, $2 could come quick. Yeah, maybe $3 weeks later into February. looks like my computer sometimes my computer just lags. I just saw a good comment. I'm trying to find it. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Long time viewer, short time bull. I love that. Where can you buy dog in the US? Sending good vibes, 100x vibes. 100x vibes, yes. Let's go. Somebody just asked that question, and I basically said, if you go on YouTube and you look up digital asset news, how to buy dog, Rob did a really good video on how to buy dog, very simply. What's ADA? Why are we looking at it now, not XRP? We're looking at both. XRP and ADA are both bullish. Besides market cap, how do we know it'll go to 300 billion? We don't know anything. I don't know if XRP will go to 300 billion. But if you just look, if XRP, going to 300 billion is, what is that? It's like this. It's like right around there, 100% gains or so. That's upside potential to 300 billion. But then you go to something like ADA, 250 billion market cap. It's 500% gains for ADA. And just look at that. It's a very nice higher high for ADA. It's a very nice technical analysis move for a very, very undervalued blue chip that has all the right narratives. So again, there's no guarantee any of these will. There's no guarantee we get bull market parabolic moves. I think we will. But if we do, that's why. We don't know it will go to 300 billion. But if we do, that's the case. I heard ADA will be tax-free. That's what Eric Trump said. Buy now, guys. Referring to America-based crypto companies, no crypto capital tax gains, crypto capital tax, crypto gains. Not a guarantee, but I think it's in play, everybody. I'd rather push the US Bitcoin reserve narrative because that seems a lot more likely. But what else are you guys looking at? Is anything happening right now that I don't see on the charts? Whiff. Man, I actually don't even have a chart. But I'm curious, what's the market cap on that? I'm mainly curious because I'm bullish on other dogs. Ski mask dog. Like, look at this. So, and by the way, if you're a dog with hat bull, go for it. I think today's sponsor, itrustcapital, they just posted about Whiff. I believe it's in their, I think you can have dog with hat on their IRA, in your IRA and itrustcapital. But $2 billion market cap. If anything, it's a phenomenal altcoin indicator. It's a phenomenal meme coin indicator. $2 billion market cap. When you start looking at something like a dog chart that's sitting at 740 million, this is dog on Bitcoin. I mean, that is so obvious. This is the number one meme coin on Bitcoin with better distribution. And ski mask dog on base, 200, what is it, 260 million, I guess? So much upside. I don't mean to talk down on dog with hat because I know you're asking about it. So I want to bring it up. If we get the meme coin super cycle, I'm sure it will do well. But my point is, these other cryptos, I think these other meme coins will do better. I think there's more upside. But man, just in a crazy, I didn't realize this is what this chart looked like from March. I'm sorry if there's more data on this. I just brought up the first chart that I saw, but crazy consolidation since March. Very similar to just everything. When's it going to break these March swing highs? from where we are right now, we're looking at, so that's cool. Like 100% gains just to get to the previous swing highs all the way that we had back in March. And, but the thing is for me, it's like at that moment, it will be sitting, and it will probably go higher and go into some price discovery. But at that moment, we'd be sitting at over $4 billion market cap. And I just think there's a little bit limited upside for a meme coin, for my taste, for my liking. But clearly that's a top. This is the thing, everybody. And again, I'm not trying to shill dog. I'm not trying to talk trash, be like dog's better than your whiff. But this is purely strictly data. And this is why I do this on my YouTube channel. Again, I do not care if you buy dog. But he said dog will catch every single corporative meme coin. It will. It's going to flip every corporate meme coin. So, yeah, $2 billion market cap with, but you have something like dog that's not listed on tier ones yet, has its first structured target of 5 billion, freely distributed, just broke 100,000 holders yesterday. It's a new coin. The upside and the risk reward, keep in mind, this is on Bitcoin. This is on Bitcoin. Do you realize what's happening with Bitcoin? It's a meme coin on Bitcoin. Runes are going to do great, and dog is going to lead that way. And so I really do agree. It's just going to flip all the meme coins. Doge, obviously the ultimate. There's a strong, it needs to do something very special to flip Doge. I think it very much can. But as far as the other ones, it's going to, no, I don't think we'll see a $2 dog. The dollar dog. The $100 billion market cap dog. I agree. I mean, it's a value play. Dog is a value play for me. And that's what's crazy. I'm not like a meme coin hype person. I'm not. You all know that. Man, we're over an hour. I don't even care. I'm just hanging out. I want to see what you guys are saying. I feel like over an hour live streams hurt the algorithm. And doing timestamps is brutal. Somebody mentioned Ski, since we're talking about dog meme coins right now. I did have Ski earlier on the daily. I do want to just look at it on the 4-hour, might as well. And what's really cool is, like, if you look at this, compared to all the altcoins we've been discussing lately, from swing high to swing low, we're waiting for something like Ski Mask Dog to do something similar, make its way to the lower high Fibonacci. And this is what's cool, even for meme coins. Like, you can do analysis at this stage for something like Ski Mask Dog. But to this lower high Fibonacci, we're looking at, I think it was like a 20% move for Polkadot. And for something like Ski Mask Dog, it's like a 10 to 20 some percent move to get to that lower high Fibonacci. The question is what happens at that moment. These lower high Fibonacci's for me, no matter what chart you're looking at, are great indicators that I like to use over the years for kind of more bullish confirmations for continuation now. Because that's what everybody's waiting for, right? It's like we're all waiting for the continuation. Perfect example. And I don't know exact, but let's look because it looks very close. Last nice parabolic move for dog, Ski Mask Dog. Swing high. And look at this. Yep, there it is. Swing high to swing low. So, parabolic move. Oh, man, consolidation. Pulled into this lower high Fibonacci. Saw exact resistance at the 618. Wasn't ready. More consolidation for days. Boom. That's the move I'm talking about. And then what did that lead to? That led to the next explosive move. So what I'm saying is, and this is for any altcoin. I know I'm doing this on Ski, but for any altcoin, that's why I'm talking about these lower high Fibonacci so much, is because I'm waiting for that move now. And it is kind of like, maybe we get the move similar to the last swing high resistance move back in November. resistance at the 618. Maybe we get a move to resistance at the 618, and then it's coming back down lower. Big dips. We're looking at 10, 20% dips. And then we're getting deeper into January. So for all of these altcoins, I know we all want to be off to the races right now, but we could have more volatility. I mean, Scheme S-Dog, before having its breakout, could see another 20 to 30% dip. And especially with the meme coins, these things are so volatile. But that's nice. I'm glad you brought up the 4 hour. I just feel like it was a little bit easier to do some analysis on that. What else we got going on? You like Tyler S? Dude, Tyler S. It's an OG. OG, man. Does great Bitcoin analysis. I know he's a dog bull. I know he's a Cardano bull. Go subscribe to Tyler S if you're not a subscriber. I remember, I think we started our YouTube channels around the same time. Just such nostalgic vibes, Tyler S. Might as well look at COTI as a, kind of an update, because I looked at COTI last night's video. So let me just look at it. Again, just to mention, along with Ethereum, COTI's breakout moment, I think, will be with Ethereum's breakout moment. And I just don't know. I don't know when it's going to happen. Where? Okay. So this is a daily. And it is that February, March 2024 swing high that we're looking to break. I mean, since I did this last night, there's like not much has happened. But like many altcoins, currently testing in between the 20 and the 50. If we get exactly what we just talked about with Ski, exactly what ADA just did, swing high to swing low, it's all the same on all these altcoin charts. It's crazy. To the Fibonacci, to the lower high Fibonacci, it is 16 to around 27% to that green lower high area. What happens for COTI then? And what will Ethereum be doing in that moment? That will be very interesting. That will be very telling. If Ethereum starts breaking out, this COTI chart probably going to explode. Sui going to hit $5 this week. I don't even know. What is Sui at right now? I mean, yeah, it's so in play. Has Sui broken the Fibonacci? Such a weird chart compared to all these others. Just has such flatter type of consolidation. See that? That's pretty cool to see. Sui above that Fibonacci. That's what we want to see for these altcoins. That's the bullish indicator we're looking for. $5 from this level is not that big of a move. It could be this weekend where we see Sui make a 6% move. This weekend. Could be this weekend. AVAX chart. Where's AVAX? I know I have AVAX. AVAX on the 4 hour. Yeah, I remember this one from last night. This is the one I wanted it to be an inverse head and shoulders, right? Man, you know what I'm thinking about as I'm looking at this is the inverse head and shoulders on Chainlink. I want to look at that in a moment, just see what Chainlink's doing. But yeah, a lot of these I looked at last night and there's not been much difference. And you can just see they're all at this resistance area, the 50-day moving average, with the lower high Fibonacci being that next target. So going into this weekend, if this resistance doesn't hold, that would be my next target for something like AVAX and these others. We're looking at potentially 10, 20% moves, right, for these altcoins to get to that next target. And we're looking at, for AVAX in particular, 12, 23%, 22% or so. So 47 to $51. And off that moment, there might be resistance at 47 if we get the move. More consolidation, rough January. I'm trying to keep that in mind. Like, I'm trying to sprinkle that throughout this video because that might be what we're in store for. And then Chainlink, it was Chainlink, wasn't it? Yeah. I really like that chart, dude. This, look at that. It's kind of like this inverse head and shoulders on Chainlink. You know what it was, though? It wasn't even that one. Wasn't it this inverse head and shoulders? That's what it was with the decline neckline. That's what it was. And the revisit to the neckline right now could be a very nice altcoin indicator. Sometimes certain altcoins have just like a macro vibe that is showing bullish, and that's just good for altcoins, whether that setup is showing on another altcoin chart. So Chainlink, yeah, just look at that insane inverse head and shoulders. I wonder if there's any Chainlink bulls, like Chainlink influencers that are doing technical analysis and tracking that, because that's so nice looking. I mean, as far as multi-year patterns go, I mean, that Chainlink chart is right up there with Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin. Yeah, everybody knows about Bitcoin's inverse head and shoulders, right? That Chainlink chart is right up there. All these charts looking very nice on the macro. I still have to do this other video on Bitcoin. Oh, we broke 10,000. We broke 10,000 live stream viewers. 10,000 on the chat right now. I wonder if most of you are on X or on YouTube. X has been doing a very good job with their video platform. And it looks like we have more people on X than on YouTube. It's incredible. But what's funny is more commenters on YouTube. So weird. So Harvey Bell, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I keep playing this, because this is it. Cryptos are us.
Almost $1, right? No, Algorand, the ones I've been telling you about, right? They're ISO compliant on Coinbase, and they're based in America, and they're all.
So I agree, Harvey. Cryptos are us agrees. It's very bullish. It's very bullish. Yes, let's go, Andrew. Thank you. Somebody said Solana. Super chat. Thank you so much. FamOG, been a viewer for years. Thanks for the advice. Any way you can look at Dogecoin? It's not advice. It's not advice. Let's not call it that. Dogecoin, I don't even know if I have a Dogecoin chart. Here we go. The thing about Dogecoin is, I mean, it's a blue chip now. Dogecoin is a very simply a blue chip, especially now we have literally Doge is in the government, Department of Government Efficiency. It's so bullish. But the thing that I continually come back to is just like, you look at market cap, it's number 7, and it is, I mean, look at that. It's a $55 billion market cap. So how much higher can it go, this meme coin? I've noticed Elon Musk's posts don't move the price as much. So like that whole bullish vibe of last cycle, those returns are just not going to be there, right? And that's not anything negative against anybody holding Doge. It could be a very nice part of your portfolio depending on what your risk appetite is. But I will just say, for me, meme coins are like that higher reward part of my portfolio. So that is why, you know, I'm very bullish on something like DOG on Bitcoin. I think what can happen with DOG on Bitcoin this cycle is what Doge did last cycle. And so going back to the chart though, I did just have the Doge chart. I don't know where it went, but let's bring it up. Exactly like all the other altcoins. It's kind of getting repetitive now. I think everybody gets the point. Doge right now at the 50-day moving average, some resistance. And the question now for all of these altcoins as they are in this range, are they just going to hop around between the 20 and the 50? And if we do get a break for Doge in this case, what's it doing at the lower high Fibonacci is really the only thing that I care about, because I think this could really be the structured setup for January if there's resistance even at that lower high Fibonacci. So maybe it runs to 41, maybe it runs to 43, but then it's like, oh man, consolidation. January is not going to be the breakout month. Man, we're falling again. We're just getting continued structure at that point. And then the question is, what is that structure like? How does it play out going into February? But we break and escape that lower high Fibonacci. That could be a bullish indicator. All these altcoin charts look so similar. It's crazy. And it definitely is becoming, it's becoming repetitive because they all look almost identical. Thanks, Crypto7. I appreciate you. We got a ski mask dog bull. Somebody just bought ski. Doge does not equal Doge. They have no link for functionality with each other. Doge, Department of Government Efficiency. Yeah, but it's kind of the symbolism of the fact that Doge is only Doge because Elon thought it would be funny to name it that, and now it's literally part of the US government. So there's a connection. Thanks, Luis from Dominican Republic. Appreciate you. Ooh, what if X payment uses Doge? Bullish. Definitely bullish. But again, not bullish in the sense of, man, like if you go look at a Doge chart from last cycle, not that bullish. Definitely not this bullish, everybody. Not this type of chart. But when we talk about Doge doubling from where it is right now, definitely bullish, right? Some type of higher high, like some type of price discovery even, right? More than a 2x. Definitely bullish and in play, but not 20, 30, 40, 50x potential on Doge. But I mean, come on, that would be so bullish. And it would just be so bullish for crypto. Somebody, oh, I'm sorry. I meant to look at a Solana chart. I looked at Solana yesterday. No surprise. Solana also at the 50-day moving average resistance. Majority of these coins are just at this 50-day moving average resistance. You can even just look at something like Solana. Look at this 20 day and the 50 nonstop. Like, oh no, a bearish cross below the 50. Oh, we're bullish again above the 50. We're bearish again. We're bullish again. We're bearish again. We're bullish again. We're bearish again. Absolute sideways. But really nice because currently above the March, we've been talking a lot about this, getting above those March levels, like Ethereum's waiting to do that. So really flat redistribution happening in here on Solana. Solana's obviously preparing for a bull move, a bull market move into some type of price discovery. Look at that. It's actually good. It's also a good altcoin chart. Like, I'm not a Solana bull, right? But you cannot ignore how good of a roadmap this will be for altcoins. We start seeing Solana absolutely explode and nothing else is doing anything. Buckle your seatbelts. If you're an XRP holder, ADA holder, Polkadot holder, AVAX holder, if Solana, the number one VC driven coin, whether you like it or not, starts breaking out, buckle your seatbelts. I'll literally do a video too if Solana started breaking out. I enjoy scenarios like that. Something like Solana just explodes. You know what I'm talking about. It's like a Tuesday night, nothing's doing anything. Solana's up 25%, right? That's an altcoin indicator. That's what I'm looking for across the board, not just with Solana. Are we going to get those instances? Those are the things we need to keep our eyes peeled for. This is what happens in bull cycles. You get these leading indicators elsewhere, whether you hold the crypto or not. Yeah. Solana has been the beacon coin this run for the rest of the coins. Yep. Very much. I think back here was kind of a leading indicator when it started just exploding. I think something like ADA was just lagging in its tracks. Interesting. Maybe just because the depths of the consolidation that ADA fell into, ADA is above that 50-day. So, and then also the two most hated on coins in all of crypto are above the 50 and the 20-day moving averages. And that seems to be the area where many altcoins are testing right now, that 50-day. So in this case, if we zoom in on Solana, that's one of them, 50-day moving average resistance. Thanks, Dan. Big fan from Malaysia. Appreciate you. Man, dude, it's Friday. Fridays are so busy. I have such a busy day. I got so much to do. Definitely want to be chilling with the family. I got to hop off. Hour and a half. What a good live stream. 10,000 people. If you're out there right now, smash the like button. Everybody. If you're a subscriber, or I'm sorry, if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe. I'm going to do my very best to provide you the very best non-emotional data through this bull cycle. As the 30% dips come and go, as the 100, 200% pumps come and go, we will navigate. So make sure you subscribe and you turn notifications on for Bitcoin and crypto news, Bitcoin and altcoin analysis, all that good stuff. And really, truly, thank you to all of my sponsors. Today's sponsor, itrustcapital. Go set yourself up with an IRA. Does not take long. Phenomenal product. But thank you so much for sponsoring the channel. You really make it so helpful to grow and to provide all of this data. So appreciate each and every one of you out there in the live stream. Let's enjoy the charts and see what happens next. Prepare for it all, everybody. The dips, the pumps, and either way, I will see you all in the next video. God bless.